Got it. Working out in the hallway, you should be working in here. Yeah. Okay. Well, all you got to do when you want to kill the lights, just that all off button.
All off? Okay.
Nice.
Thank you. Okay. That's always a good thing, to at least know someone is there. All you wonderful people in this pool. My name is LaCandas Malone, and I actually our Seattle University. Today's presentation is going to, we're going to be talking about the LexisNexis Web Courses. In particular, we're going to be discussing customizing the LexisNexis Web Courses to your. So how many of you guys are familiar with the LexisNexis Web Courses? What they are, you got some basic sort of idea? All right. Well, just to provide you with somewhat of an overview, LexisNexis Web Courses can be accessed on the law school homepage, and we're going to talk about the web courses in particular. We're going to briefly go over how to create a web course, and then we're going to talk really specifically about creating links such as the LexLink feature, using HTML links, and also how to use some other external links within the web course feature. And lastly, we're going to just talk about how to personalize the LexisNexis web course to suit your own needs. That means putting pictures of yourself on there, putting your office hours, phone numbers, and such. And also you may want to include maybe little visual effects such as a banner from your particular law school, and or maybe a small video clip. A lot of people often like to put those sorts of things on there as well. All right. How do you access the LexisNexis web course? Well, that's very easy. You simply go to the Lexis Law School homepage, which is www.lexisnexis.com/law school. And this is one place, very central place for both the law students and the faculty to go to find the tools and the information they need to find on LexisNexis. And that page looks like this. So once you're actually logged into this page, what you'll notice in the upper right-hand corner is that there is a page specifically for faculty members. And if you click on that, the page looks the same, but there are some very distinct differences that are going to be tailored for the faculty member. Also at the very top of the screen, you'll notice there are 5 tabs, starting with the law school homepage. Next, you see the research. see the web courses. This is the tab that we want to actually get access to. So once we're here, we're going to actually jump into a web course. And once we're in that web course, we're going to use some of the linking features. Show you guys just how user-friendly it is to access these sorts of things on Lexis. So the very first thing you need to do if you've never created a web course before is you would actually need to register your ID first. So that is going to be the same ID that you generally use for Lexis. You just have to go through the registration process on this particular web page. Then you click on your login, and it's going to take us to a page where we can actually log in. But since my information is already saved, you're going to see right here that I actually have access to quite a variety of web courses already. And I'm going to actually utilize this particular one entitled the University of Colorado Career Services to demonstrate for you exactly how you can personalize your web courses. So if you click on, I'm going to actually click on that link. And from here, you've got, on the right-hand side, you have a control panel. This is actually added new. It's customized this particular. I have quite a number of tabs here, or you can have this appear as one single unit, and it'll just spell out each one of the different areas that you want. Your own school colors or utilizing your favorite colors. And the best way to do that, I'm going to show you, is through the control panel. Also, you are able to put any announcements here that you want. So if there is an announcement that you only want to leave up for a particular week and or day, you can time it so that it will actually come in and out according to the days and times that you actually want. And also, if you guys have any questions at any point in time during the presentation, please feel free to just stop me. All right. Again, what we know about LexisNexis Web Courses is that they allow law professors to create and manage online course content using any web-connected computer. So you can be anywhere. And the fun thing about this is that even when you're not on site at the law school, you can still conduct class through our virtual classroom, which I will tell you more about later on in the presentation. Our web courses are powered by Blackboard, which is a fantastic tool because so many people are very familiar with Blackboard, especially at the undergraduate level. Most people have used LexisNexis Blackboard-based products on the undergraduate level, so they already have somewhat of a familiarity there. And the actual web courses here, we're going to take a look at. You, of course, can use the Lexis Web Course to facilitate your classes. You can also use it to communicate. Yes. I absolutely can.
Just a little bit.
I think it's one of those all or nothing sorts of things.
Okay.
Is that better for you all to see the screen? Okay, great, fantastic. You, again, can use the Lexis Web Course to facilitate your classes, also to communicate with the students that you have enrolled in there. So you can actually generate your emails through the web courses, which is also a very handy tool. You can also use it to alert students when topics and readings will be due, again, correlating with that date ending, date beginning sort of thing. So you can kind of get rid of it after 3 days if the assignment is no longer good, and then it will post the next reading assignment. You can also set up links to cases, law review articles via Lexis.com, and again, you can hold classes on LexisNexis in the virtual classroom. So let's get to the meat of this thing. Let's talk about how to actually create a Lexis web course. Through the Blackboard platform, as professors, you can create the links to the authoritative legal research content, post announcements, track website usage. You can also get student feedback, so you kind of have an ongoing dialogue box that's available there. And you can also add links to things such as the CALI lessons, which students find very helpful. So let's go ahead and take a look at one here. Here's again, the one from Colorado, and we can do all of this through your control panel. So if you click on your control panel, you'll see a screen that looks like this, and this is going to be available for the professors. And from this screen, the place that you're going to be looking at. So let's first take a look. I'm going to go to the career site. A little bit warm in here. Else warm? Yeah. All right. All right. And within the CU Career Services websites, we have links to all of these various things here. If we want to change any of these items to the control panel, what you generally do when you're wanting to add a course link is you have to select what it is you're attempting to do first. So I'm going to select the Career Services website again, and this little handy-dandy drop-down box will kind of tailor it to what it is you exactly want to do. So say, for example, you want to create a Lex link for a particular on your particular web course. In order to create that Lex link, you would first have to go down and select the Lex link for Word or RTF, and you would have to have some sort of existing document that actually has all of your sites already in there. So if you are working on an article, or a student has, I don't know, a brief or something, a lot of sites in there. If you already have something of that nature, you would simply click the Browse button. And once you click the Browse button, I'm going to go to the document that I have entitled Sample Document. And I'm going to click Open. And once I do that, I simply go down to the lower corner and hit Submit. And once I do that, I'm going to get a message here indicating that my document is being uploaded to please wait. This process usually takes anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes, sometimes shorter or longer depending on the connection. So let's just hope it's on the short side today. We've got an hour. We've got all the time in the world, right?
What's it?
What it is doing is it's extracting from your hard drive the actual document along with all of the sites, and it's going to transfer those sites so that they become hot links to LexisNexis. So now your students will have the ability, say you're using your syllabus. If you already have all of the citations in your syllabus, it downloads it and it creates links to Lexis, where they can click on the actual citation of the case, and they will have to log in one time to Lexis as long as they save their ID, and they will be automatically connected to Lexis and be able to read their case online, therefore kind of cutting down on the paper trail. So now it tells me that the document has been submitted for processing by LexLink and will be available shortly. That doesn't mean an hour or two. It actually usually means right away. So now we see that the actual document appears in the lower right-hand corner. It was a really simple process, very quick and efficient, and in order to get to that document to see what it actually looks like, we simply click on the actual document itself. And now we see the document and all of its Lex links. If you guys notice now, all of the links here are now live links. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at one of the cases. I'm going to look at this Lanecraft versus Horner case in 1574. Click on it. You guys will see how fantastic this is. I've got to sign on the one time. What is supposed to happen, that's what's supposed to happen right there, is it actually takes you to the full with shepherd signals and everything. So now you've got the full text of the actual case online, and your students have the ability to read that with all the enhancements, all the LexisNexis enhancements. Yes, question. If it is, or if it is in fact like, I guess on another note is why you can actually create a site list from LexLink, so that you can actually have Lexis check all your sites for any sorts of mistakes of that nature before you put them on your web course. Any other questions about this particular feature? No? All right. Moving right along. Absolutely.
This document.
Yes.
This is a document.
I created before.
And then when you
What it did is it transferred the data from just your hard drive to the web course so that we could make the link live. Any other questions? All right. To me, this is probably one of our most user-friendly features on the LexisNexis Web Course, and I think it's really helpful. Like I said, if you already have a syllabus, if you have a lot of times when people have notes that they've published and it has a lot of live links in there, they want their students to refer and read some of the cases. Okay, that's actually a good question. If you want to create links to other websites, is that your question? Okay, great. If that is in fact your question, then you use this same drop-down called the digital Dropbox, and if you want to go to an external link, you're just going to, you can use this is actually, can I get back to that in the sequence of the, okay. All right. First, I'm going to show you guys really quickly the LexisNexis links, which this is a really easy process. You always tell it what you want it to do, which we want to build a link to LexisNexis. And this refers to not only case law, but statute, law review articles, CFR, you name it, you can put it in here. So I'm going to go with a really easy case. It's going to be 698 F2D 831. And the very first thing that you have to do is you actually have to build the links. So Lexis will build the link for you really quickly, and you can test that before you put it on your web course by clicking on it and making sure that it actually goes directly to the LexisNexis website and pulls open the correct case, which is the case of Carson versus Kirshani. And then once I know that this is correct, I'm going to tell the system, now I want to add this to my web course. So I go ahead and click Add Link. And from here, all I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to copy and paste. Because they've built the link for me. Then I put the text of the link right here. And I place it in the box, and if I'm telling my students I want you to read the Carson case, I simply title it Carson Case. Click on Add This Link. And now this is going to become part of our web course as well. So if there are some staple cases that you just want to name, put the name of the case and make it, part of your actual web course, you simply do it in this fashion. So now if you'll scroll down toward the bottom, now you'll see that from your web course. Exact same thing that just happened before when we linked out to it. Because most of us aren't computer programmers, at least I'm not. Oh, and there it is. Questions about that feature? All right, now I'm going to jump back so I can answer this gentleman's question. We've already discussed LexLinks, so you can either use the LexisNexis link found under the Tools button, or you can run the document through the LexLink, which we've done both of. Any type of file can be posted as an attachment into your web courses. You just have to make sure that the enrolled user has access to the software necessary to load the document or to open the file. So that also kind of goes to the question that you discussed before. We also support digital media formats, and those include the GIF, the JPEG, the MPEGs, QuickTime, AVI, WAV files, and the AIFF files. So all of these things can be integrated into your web course. And then you can also, all of these things are going to happen through the control panel, which is where we accessed all of the material initially. And finally, I get to answer your question. There are two types of external links. You've got the smart text and the HTML. And smart text, essentially, the LexisNexis Web Course software is going to automatically recognize a hot link if it's the first thing entered into the text box or if it's preceded by a single space. So if you are trying to link them out, have mention of a Washington.gov website, it's automatically going to be hot linked. So if that is part of your document, all they will have to do is click on that link and it will direct. If that URL is as specific as the particular apply, all you would have to do essentially is cut and paste, and it'll be right in that box. You can enter line and paragraph breaks by just typing things in. Web addresses entered in the URL format, again, are automatically going to be converted to links. For this function, the URL has to begin with the http:// and there must be a space before the http:// to distinguish it from the previous word. And also, if an image tag is entered in Smart Text, Blackboard will automatically prompt you to upload that image. So if there's something included in that tagline that you enter and it includes that image, you're going to be prompted to finish the entire process so that the students will be able to the text in its entirety, or if there's visual images, pictures of some sort, you can do that as well. You also have plain text, which is going to display the text as it's written. HTML codes will show as text only. So this is the sort of thing. All of these things are very easy to do. Just those few steps that I took you through, you can do that very easily. And what's really easy, also very easy on Lexis, which I think is absolutely wonderful, is that we have something called Wysiwyg. How many of you guys know what that is? Okay, well, let me just show you. If you want to put something in bold letters and you want it in red and you want your students not to miss it, then what you would do, simply go to your actual web course, and again, you're just going to go to this digital drop down, and there you go. There it says it's got your Wysiwyg Editor, and you click on that, select Go. And it's going to open it up for you so that you can create your title and the text right here in the box. And of course, what you see is what you get. So if we decide we want to say that Lexis best, and not only do we want to say it, we want to shout it. So we're going to increase the font. We can select a font that we prefer. Some people prefer one over the other. Select a different font. We also have the ability to change the color. So you have your color spectrum here, and all you do is have to place your cursor over the color that you actually want to appear. And now it says Lexis is the best. We've got it in red. And we scroll down toward the bottom of the page. We have the option which I mentioned earlier. Track the number of views, so how many students actually add metadata, yes or no. You have that. And you have the ability to select for it to appear on the system. Once you've done all of those things, of course, you select Submit, and it tells you that your Wysiwyg content was added to your course successfully. Select OK, and now all we have to do is scroll to the bottom of the page, and we simply that Lexis is the best. Really easy. Yes. Have a question?
Yes.
So we say OK to that. And what if you just want to go through the entire creation process? It's very easy. I just want to show you guys how what an actual web course looks like. So this is actually a sample web course. This professor actually has decided to put his background information on his education. I can kind of give his CV. And as you see here, his control panel, several more options available than the one that we were viewing previously. Right. So all of this is taken care of by the control panel, and as I mentioned to you before, you have the ability to change the color of the actual panel to make that actually solid if you'd like to do that as well. So there are so many things that you can do on LexisNexis Web Courses, and it's actually very easy to get these things done. We've already talked about all of the external linking, and you guys see how easy it is, in fact, to do all of those things. Is there any one particular thing that you may have had questions about? Well, just to also let you know, you can also you can set up your gradebook online, which of course only you will be able to. All of these course options here allow you to, say for example, so with our digital Dropbox, you actually would have to, you can actually add files here. So again, if you have a particular file, you would already have to have that document created. And this about this is that if all of the information browse, if you have a particular quiz set up here, and you would pull it out of, you would actually have to pull it off of your desktop and hit submit. And because I actually don't have one to upload, it's kind of difficult for me to demonstrate. But I would be happy to go through it with you after the presentation. Okay. I don't have it set up to do. That's a question that I can't answer right now, only because it's not available, because this is just, so I would actually have to be, but just like you saw the date. Has become a lot more user-friendly. Added a lot of things. Statutes and laws have 24-hour-a-day, 7-day customer support. So the same support that you would be getting of your own accord, you can actually give someone a call at any time, day or night, to have them facilitate you through this process. I thought I was going to have a lot more questions, but because I didn't, I guess I'm going to turn the lights back on. And if you guys have any questions for me, you guys can feel free to come up here and talk with me. And hopefully this was a very helpful and informative session. And hopefully you guys are going to go back to your schools and set up your LexisNexis Web Course and have your Lexis rep walk you through all of the steps so you can set it up and be using it. I would be so welcome. Yeah, you know what? I saw that I was up against that.
Got to do when you're done.
Okay.
That's it. And unplug yourself out.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Some of them are running long and some of them are running short, depending on how many people are actually in the session. But there are some really neat things on Lexis. Like on this particular one that I have available for the career services, I have all sorts of links set up to different news articles. Yeah, exactly. I set it up so if they're interested in a firm with one of the large firms over 50, then I set it up to do a search in that particular city and for over 50 attorneys, and all they have to do is click a link and they'll automatically go into Lexis. And you can do that with just general news articles as well. Yeah, sure. And like I said, this is really, it's really catching on. A lot of people feel like this is a lot easier to use than when it first came out a year or so ago. And people are finding that building the links, that used to be like a really big thing with the web courses. And
Thank you.
oh, no problem. Thank you for coming. And now it's turned into such an easy thing that people are trying to find things to ask questions about on the system. So how many faculty would you say? About 50 use Lexis?
Oh, no.
How many? Probably half and half, or? Okay, well, maybe you should take a look at this because this is pretty interesting too. If you articles to help you learn. So we have. to be held at 1 o'clock, everyone would have to log in. Checking off of attendance. So these are all. I think the best way to do it. Down and dirty of some.
Yeah.
Well, fabulous, yeah, and
I see her all the time.
Yeah, just talk to Karen, and she'll be happy to sit down with you, and if you have particular questions. What I find my faculty and IT people doing is they have a list of questions for me when I come in, and they're like, I was playing around with it after you built it for me, and I have a question about this, and this. So I think that that's really a good approach to it.
This past.
That was great. So you guys have 3 systems that are being. Now, is the university system on? How are you enjoying Seattle?
It's great.
You know what?
I've been here that.
Yeah, you guys caught it on a good day, because I have to tell you, in all honesty, it's not like this on a regular basis. We get quite a bit of, well, you know what? It's not so much rain as it is mist, but it's like a gnat, just like dealing with that whole. I drive to Spokane. Sometimes, though, when the weather does get bad, because it doesn't snow here, but it does snow there, and there's an area called the Pass. So generally during that time, I fly over, and it's like. That is actually a really beautiful. So all of the schools in Washington all have new buildings. The buildings here. All the law school buildings are. This being the newest, of course. So they're all wireless and all like pretty.
We don't even have water.
Really? So are they going to be doing a new building? You don't think so? That might. But you know what I find with these wireless systems? Because a lot of the systems are open, viruses just attack. You're like, yeah, that doesn't work with me.
No one's running virus.
Yeah, so it's really a tough thing because the viruses, they do.
like this, you're going to be using that on. Really? Look at that. Look at this.
Right.
What you can also do too. Halfway.
Okay. That's great.
Half on is
Okay. Oh, that's for. Okay. And then I'm assuming I'm just going to go Michaelis if there's only going to be. Okay.
just put on your belt.
Allegedly, they're webcast, actually. Fantastic. Thank you.